A UK-US trade deal could significantly weaken the UK's high animal welfare laws, critics have claimed. Animal welfare has traditionally been a long-standing concern for the UK. According to World Animal Protection, Britain was the first country in the world to enact animal welfare legislation. And in many respects the UK is ahead of the rest of Europe, which itself has enacted tougher animal welfare laws than the US. For example, the UK introduced voluntary bans of certain types of animal tests before the EU required it to, and the UK banned sow stalls, cramped metal cages for pigs which prevent them from turning around, in 1999, long before the EU partially banned them in 2013. But the National Farmers Union has told Express.co.uk that imports from the US would not meet the UK's standards, by a long way, in some cases. The NFU said, in the USA there are no federal legislative controls on welfare requirements we consider to be fundamental. One example is battery cages for hens. Battery cage farming is where hens are kept in indoor cages with less space than a sheet of A4 paper in which to spend all of their lives. These have been mostly banned in the EU, including the UK, but while some US states have done the same, there is no federal law requiring it. Another is the transport of livestock. In the UK, cattle can be transported for up to 14 hours, but then they need at least an hour's break for food and water, the NFU explained. In the US, however, cattle can be transported for up to 28 hours without a rest. Often other global competitors have less stringent requirements than the UK, the NFU said, giving them a competitive advantage to UK producers through production methods that fall below the expectations of the UK public. The NFU said it was still confident the UK could lead the way with regards to welfare, but only if we are assured a level playing field to compete on.